Yes, artist Claus Winkler here. Um, this is an art performance as well as an art movie. And because in Germany we don't have free speech, not when you have a personal opinion or your own opinion, and you're educated yourself, and it gets and you think for yourself. Then we don't have don't really have free speech. Yeah, I'm here in my studio. It's raining outside, cats and dogs, and this makes me happy because it gives me a cozy atmosphere. I don't have an. It's like, why is that, and how is that connected with my art? Well, because I'm I say that the word Klaus suggests also house. It's like super. It sounds super stupid, but this is how it is. Um, and like, and raus means outside or go out of something. This can be like that. Can be like bodily fluids out of my body, or out of another body. Paint out of a spray can, or out of a paint bucket, or ink out of a pen, something like that. But it also can mean like thoughts, ideas out of the head into reality, or releasing pain, but also me going outside, painting something, having to leave the house, having to leave the comfort of the house and the closure and the how say that the safety in a way, or because here I can control my thoughts and I don't have any unpleasant surprises, like for example how they are G-siding my my part of the world population. Um, Seeing that in real life, or or let's keep it even simpler. I have a thought, and something in my view side changes the positioning. Like for example, a car moves from left to right, or a person goes from right to left, or something like that. Doesn't matter what it is. It forces me to think different, to have a different thought, because I'm often steered and influenced by the thoughts around me. Because Klaus Winkler, or Seak Klaus Winkler, also um, suggests as an embedded command that I should take up any hint or signal I just became, or I'm just getting. And this suggests me constantly that everything, every signal, every word, every suggestion, every impulse I'm getting from outside uh, is something to reckon, or is something to not reckon, because in the word Klaus is also the word off, means like aus, something like that. So and when I'm in my head and I have my own thoughts, then I can control these thoughts, and I can also, in a way, disconnect from what I'm seeing consciously. When I'm going here, doing my thing, da di da di da. I mean, I just need an audiobook, and even when I don't listen to that audiobook, I'm in that world, and that the words and the sounds and the vibes I just took up maybe a few minutes or seconds before, they keep on carrying me as long as I hear that bass line um, sound or voice from that same audiobook keep on delivering, especially when I've heard the audiobook a few times, or like a few hundred times. Um, yeah, sounds crazy. Huh? But yeah, it's these are strategies to uphold a nice atmosphere. When I'm listening to, let's say, an audiobook by Richard Sharp here, Bernard Cornwell. Um, and then they're in India or on this peninsula in Europe fighting Napoleon. I'm in that time zone, time frame, in that world, and that's a I can idolize that time, and basically it's like watching a movie in real time, especially when the material and everything also here is old. Yeah, it's and I can compensate that I don't have any props here, like for example, cavalry sabers or anything from that timeline. You know, I can take that up from what I have here. You know, this is made out of wood. This is made out of wood. Could be from that area. Anyway, so those are like, and this is like something maybe I learned when I was a child, like reading books and playing with the play toys I had. Yeah, you have to use your imagination, your fantasy to fill in the rest. Yes, that's also one reason why I was so much into the American Civil War, the War of Rights, and the Wild West. But just Wild West was always not boring, but I needed also that hint to the Civil War. Interestingly, by the way, that I watched it, looked it up like a year or two. There were like around 200 to 300 Winklers fighting on the Union side, and around 30 Winklers fighting on the Confederate side. I'm from a village where there was someone born who became then later a Union general. So I was of course, for the Confederate side also, because they were like the last soldiers fighting for freedom to be left alone. Yeah. So, yeah. How is it all connected to my art? I mean, by the way, I can also indulge and escape into other military conflicts and timelines and areas, you know. It depends also on the audiobook or anything. Yeah. The original thing was why I'm so happy. Yeah. Leftist from a few weeks ago. Why I'm so happy? Why I'm so happy? Why I'm so happy? Why I'm so happy when it's raining outside and I don't want to have to leave the house. This is also connected to the area I'm living here, you know. This is like the suburbs, or it's basically in North Rhine-Westphalia, the highest populated state of Germany, which now becomes a caliphate. So, and also when I was growing up here the first years of my life, and then further into the rural area a little bit. But there I was also in a village which was a little bit larger. It wasn't really a village anymore, more like a little bit of a town, or it has grown into a town, and it has also like city vibes and like the unpleasant parts of city life. So if you wanted to have some kind of like village closure vibe, I guess I isolated myself in my room and in the world I created there for myself. And this is also maybe because of the word Klaus Winkler, you know, because Klaus means it's like from the sound it suggests off, you know, because aus is like the German word for off, but also it sounds like house, and which is phonetically the same meaning and thing, and it also suggests raus, you know, with an R. Like it has like three words from the German word raus, and raus means to go outside. to be out of something. So, so the name, in a way, I mean, how I interpreted this in this very moment, I probably can interpret it also in the opposite direction, suggests to not be with yourself in a way. Or in Winkler maybe suggests that you can be what you want or whatever, and in how you interpret the signal, the wink, the suggestion or the group or the thing you're grouping around you. And layer is like also the air and everything. And I also made the experience that groups can be not nice. And I probably calculate, I mean, not that I wanted to be alone all the time, but I also calculated a lot of times groups weren't unpleasant, so I said, okay, you know. And then you have Claus, means also to steal, to take a suggestion to take something up. It can be like stealing, but also can be take up the flag, because the flag bearer just got shot and keep on keeping on, something like that. Or take up the same thing your father did or your grandfather, or take up and continue, but in your way. Or, you know, it's the thing is, why the original question I asked myself was why I do like to be in the rain inside the house. Obviously, because I don't want to get wet here, it's more comfortable. It suggests me, cool, and now I can take up a brush or an airbrush or spray cans. Spray cans is always a bit of a tricky because of the smell, you know, because it's super toxic. Or a pen and like blend even out, not blend is a doubt, like completely forget about escape from the thought of going outside, going more in, like literally, and going somewhere else here in the house or wherever I am, creating like a micro zone, like here's then the canvas and here's my work tools. Again, I'm leaving away mentally the outside world. And then like working, and in that working I'm getting into a workflow while I'm listening to something where I want to be, and then I can escape from all that. This is why I like it when it rains outside. But I also like it when my ex is announcing herself without announcing herself, just appearing and then said, look, we're going now into the Eifel area. And then it doesn't matter if it's raining or not. We are just doing like a hike, driving there, and then we do like a few hours just hiking through the woods around the lakes without. And then if it's rain, doesn't matter. The weather doesn't. The weather is not. It's beautiful when it rains. Great. We are. How do you call that? Wir sind eingekesselt. We are surrounded by the enemy. Great, so we can attack from outside. Yes, so of course I have here a nice history story from my forefathers from East Prussia when it comes to bad weather and what you can do in bad weather. That would be probably in terms of throwing off the wolf's fur so that the wolves doesn't get how do you call that? When you have like not a horse carriage with wheels, but with the metal slides, you know, the slide, on a horse-driven slide. So the wolves who follow the slide, wanting to eat the people, are just then jumping on the fur. Or like a crazy story from my grandmother when she was going 15, 20 miles back with a bicycle in the snow to get the family papers and everything, because they forgot when they fled from their village with 2 horse carriages from the Russian front, they forget all the papers and everything. Yeah. And she found back to the track, which is crazy. That's yes. So I'm also, it means also being productive, you know, and I can, of course, the reason with like, oh, it's raining outside, I don't want to go outside, I mean, just like an excuse. I can, with the spray cans these days, I can also paint in the rain. There's absolutely no problems, even in the snow and everything. The thing is also, it comes from this time, okay, I can't paint shit, I want to be productive, I want to paint walls, now I'm stuck here. And that was in a time before I kind of like completely, say that, transformed here everything into a studio. Because I still thought everything must be tidy and cleansy and like most people are living, you know. And even as a child, I was then further knowing that all this, like everything must be super clean. It's like basically a housewife excuse for not having more children. It's like this cleanliness thing from Germans is one thing to which kept us into this problem the first place in not having enough children. I mean, I'm not mentioning now who invented the abortion pill and the anti-baby pill and what do they have in common with lots of other people. I want to keep my YouTube channel. So yeah, but it's not just them; it's also the women, which they're all influenced by. HT has a nice flyer site. I can't mention the full name here, or I don't want to mention it. Where the women who are with the modern feminism were, steering them, etc. The thing is, and who's behind that? And the thing is, I mean, and this is like conclusions I came to more or less also when I was a child. And then my father said, yeah, women in the 60s, they didn't have the right. You as a man must sign off for everything. They were basically treated like children, which they are. And the woman is always the oldest child in the household. And you can do anything with women, just don't bore them. There you go. And if the leftists come and want to attack me with some LGBTQ stuff, feel free, go on. You lose that battle. Anyways, so yeah, this is also my thought process, and that was already I was already like that. Probably since puberty, consciously, that I also thought like, if I do this, they will try to fuck me up on another level, so I have to plan that also in. Yeah, I just saw a beautiful picture of an old elderly German man, I guess in his 90s. And he just was in his wheelchair with his probably his daughter. And he just had like a Wehrmacht's military look-alike service cap with the visor, like that look. And gray, field gray, and he just checked the house for a second, in very military style, and as an effect, saw the flags and everything. Yeah. So if I can make that generation hope, I had a few situations like this in the past. Yeah, recently. Well, I don't know, it's hope, but so yeah, it's raining, and I still must make videos to promote my work, so that the world knows that here I have these beautiful pieces. Time graves, if you will, where I'm working on this canvas here. I started in 2010. I also built the canvas, painted it from two sides. It's still work in progress. Um, yeah, now it's 16 years I'm working on this painting. Yeah. There's no, I don't know, those people who can afford that, uh, there are very few. Not yeah. Plus, if someone would buy a painting like this, I don't know. I would donate. First, I would donate lots of pro-white activists all around the world money. That's what I would do. And then I probably have to be very silent about that because I want to keep on living normal. Yeah. And then I would buy lots of shrimps and how do you call it? Meeresfrüchte, the stuff which is in the in the sea, like shrimps and octopus and stuff like that, because it has low fat, and I must lose 30 kilos or so on body fat, which is like 60 pounds. And then I must keep on painting, especially because the way I painted my canvases, I have to do it myself. But I would also probably take up courses from other artists who are maybe doing the sci-fi stuff, to maybe anonym. I don't know if that's impossible, I don't know. Just to get new impulses. And then not so, I don't know how much it would be changing. Yeah, then I would have a large family. I would get myself one or a few German women and make lots of children with them. And try to avoid the school system. This is, by the way, it's an S, which also could be like an E with an S. You know, it's like bows. You know, and this is more an antenna, and then it goes like this. Really love the colors here also. It's like really subtle. This is like the thing when you're traumatized by let me count it together. 26, 36, 37. So from when you traumatized from painting 37 years with two bright colors from spray paint companies, you really like subtle, decent, muted colors. It's like here, you know, I have a dark, clear blue, but I'm trying as best to get it, getting it subtle in a way. By the way, this piece of art, in case the police is listening and then trying to tell me that this is not legal, blah blah blah. I don't know. It's not so much the honest police officer, the simple police officer on the street. Not simple in disrespectful way. The plain police officer on the street. It's more the system, which the attorneys, or anyway, on this thing it says have the